Okay guys, let's talk about training tools and the potential that they all have to cause damage. There's a very popular movement to get behind the prong collars are evil, e-collars are evil, because there is evidence of misuse for these tools plastered all over the internet. If you talk to your friends, if you talk to your vet tech or veterinarian friends, and you ask about e-collars and prong collars, there's a very good chance they're gonna give you horror stories of dogs that came to them with sores and injuries due to these training tools. However, what a lot of people fail to realize is that prong collars and e-collars are not the only tools capable of doing that. Okay, they're only tools, they're only as good as the operator. But did you know that other tools can do the same thing and even worse? Okay, I have seen embedded flat collars, choke chains, and yes, even harnesses that have caused and are potential and are likely to cause just as much damage as a prong collar or an e-collar. There is a lot of harm that can be done with just about anything. A flat collar can give nasty, nasty sores. So can a choke chain, so can a prong collar, and so can a harness. But you don't hear about the horror stories as much. It's not as popular to get behind, hey, flat collars are terrible, or hey, harnesses are terrible, or hey, gentle leaders are terrible. Okay? It's easy and more appealing to get behind prong collars are evil or e-collars are evil. I don't have a problem with those tools. I'm also not pro those tools. I'm not waving around e-collars and prong collars and telling everybody that they should get those. As a matter of fact, prong collars are one of those tools for me that there are many times that I don't even like them. There are many times where prong collars are just not the tool of choice for me. And there are many times where I have clients that already have prong collars, and I'll even tell them, we gotta stop using the prong collar because it does have disadvantages. Sores and injury is not one of them. Okay, that is usually the result of neglect. That's the result of leaving it on the dog too long, or that's the result of willful, just on purpose, you're gonna be an asshole and you're gonna injure the dog with it. E-collars, same thing. A big misconception about the e-collar is that it burns the dog's necks, and it doesn't. What happens is those contact points have to touch the skin for it to work. Now, for it to work, the contact points have to touch the skin, which means the e-collar has to be snug. Now, you leave the e-collar on snug, making contact with the skin for a period of over 12 to 14 hours, you're going to start seeing pressure sores. If you have your average ignorant person who doesn't know about this and they leave the e-collar on or the prong collar for long periods of time, now you're going to see pressure sores getting nastier and nastier. But that's not to be confused with burns. They're not burns. Okay? It's not that the prong is digging at the dog's neck and that's why you see these sores. They're just pressure sores. The same thing will happen with a harness. The same thing has happened with harnesses and flat collars and other things, and even gentle leaders. So I wanted to address that and put as much information out there as I can regarding the source that you see with these tools and how they are capable of happening with other tools. Again, don't take this as I'm pro prong collars and pro e-collars. I just like facts. I like people to be informed and make the right decisions based on what works for them once they know all the facts. I don't care if people say I hate prong collars, because to me they're just tools. Like I said, I don't always like them, and there are many times where I'll tell people we're not gonna use the prong collar anymore. It's not a good tool for you or for your dog. Okay, so let's make sure that we inform ourselves, use logic as usual, and that we don't look at things from an emotional perspective, because emotions don't do anything. They don't do anything for your dog. They don't do anything for you. And if you're a dog trainer, it doesn't do anything for the industry. So Let's use facts and logic, and let's be factual and honest and transparent about everything we use, including the gentle leader all the way to the e-collar.